Hey everyone, you may have noticed that last week we mislabeled episode 10 as Melisandre versus Varys when, in fact, twist, it was actually Bronn versus Randyll Tarly. Apologies for the mix-up, but this week you can be rest assured that you are 100% no lie listening to an epic super fight between Melisandre versus Varys. Enjoy! Hello everyone and welcome to GoT Thrones, a Game of Thrones podcast. I'm Alexandra August.
I'm Johnny Kolosinski.
And welcome to another episode of Game of Thrones Superfight!
Woohoo!
Superfight's a game akin to Apples or Cards Against Humanity. We pick a couple of characters and then we pick a couple of attributes and we make them fight to the death. And in this case, we're using Game of Thrones characters and we'll give them attributes like has 8 legs, 3 stories tall.
Has a beard made of bees.
Mm-hmm. The possibilities are endless. And then we argue about who would win in a battle.
Basically the same thing we did before we had a podcast.
Yeah, pretty much. We used to just do this on our own time.
Mm-hmm.
So we are releasing these every single Monday up until the start of the season and maybe during that. And if you're interested or like this, feel free to shoot us a review on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or you can hit us up on Twitter at GoTHronesPcast, Facebook at facebook.com/GoTHrones. You can email us at gothronespodcast@gmail.com or find us at our website, gothrones.com.
Yes. Please do.
Okay. So this week we have a really intriguing matchup.
Yeah.
These guys are kind of cut from the same cloth, but maybe at different ends of it.
Yeah. Different ends of the same cloth. When they're wearing cloth.
Our first contender is neither of these people have last names.
No, they don't.
All right. So we're really going to sell this. All right.
Yeah. Standing all of what? 5'2"?
I'm guessing.
I guess this counts for both of them.
I'm guessing. All right. Standing all of 5'2".
Yeah. Varys the Spider. McLast name.
He can control hair, and he just drank 5 energy drinks.
I love that Varys can control hair despite not having any.
I feel like that's the price he paid. He can control hair, but it means he can never have any more
Where's
of
my
his
superpower?
Own. You still have a lot of hair on your head, Johnny. It's just not at the top.
Yeah.
And in the other corner...
Migrated chinward. In the other corner, standing at 985 years old...
Melisandre.
The Red Priestess.
The Red Priestess. From somewhere...
East of here.
She is on a jet ski and shoots webs.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly, I think before we do anything, we have to establish that this is going to be a water battle.
Yeah.
What are we feeling? Are we feeling Blackwater Bay? Are we feeling maybe in and out of Bravos?
I'm feeling outside of Dragonstone.
All right. I like that. That seems
where we
appropriate.
may or may not see her in a couple weeks.
This is true. A little trailer speculation for you there, free of charge.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I like that.
And we know that she's, got a tendency to... Maybe she's out there hunting for Gendry.
All right. So they're facing off. And I can... Okay. So Melisandre is on the jet ski. She can shoot webs, and I feel like the only game plan here, the main strategy, is to wrap Varys up in a web and then just
drown him.
Yeah, or I feel like doing a coastal turn next to on the jet ski, so he whacks against the cliffs.
Yeah,
that's the violent version.
I can see that too.
That's the violent version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in any case, incapacitate him with webs and then kill him with any of the remaining weapons at her disposal via the environment.
And then, I don't know Varys' start.
Okay, good, because I thought of this. This is why I was really excited about the fact that he can control hair. So, there are barbers somewhere nearby in these towns, or there's just I feel like there's just got a lot of loose hair everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think they probably used hair to stuff
because
pillows.
Stannis had a well-trimmed beard.
Yeah,
he didn't even have a beard in season 2.
Yeah, so even if there aren't barber shops, there are people who... the cutting of hair is The cutting of hair is known to occur, as we saw in, Game of Thrones episode 1, and all the boys had to get shaved and had their haircuts. Because the king was coming. So I think Varys summons all of the loose hair that he can find and fashions a magic carpet out of it. And it's really lovely. Like, it's just gorgeous, gorgeous hair, really nicely conditioned, blowing in the wind as he rides it. He cuts a majestic figure.
Okay, then.
Though I will say, for Melisandre's part, given that she's on a jet ski, I think she's got to be in a red Baywatch swimsuit.
And there are now more references to Baywatch in pop culture than since the release of the not Shia LaBeouf, Zac Efron movie. We can probably get The Rock on next week.
Fingers crossed. Hanks Johnson, 2017. 2020.
2017.
I would take it now, too.
2017. We'll take it.
All right, and Varys also, since he just drank the 5 energy drinks, he's not floating.
No,
he's zipping around.
Yeah, this is pod racing.
I
got to give the early advantage though to Melisandre.
What do you think she does?
I think that she, unlike Varys, she can take a shot.
She can take a shot?
Yeah.
She has a weapon. Okay, so she's got the web shooting.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing that I can think of is that, she does have a lot of hair. So in my head, I think she's zipping around taking shots at Varys, and I think she's missing. But I think Varys, I don't know what the range on this hair control is.
But you think he can get in there close enough? I
think he can get I'm gonna say within 50 feet. So I think like the way he made the magic carpet was like walking through Dragonstone with his hands kind of like parallel to the floor and just summoning hair as he went. So I think that, kind of like a magnet, and I think that if he can get within 50 feet of her, he can just use her own hair to strangle her, or at least maybe like pick her up off the jet ski and deposit her someplace really high.
Or really wet.
Yeah, or just drown her, like. Because he really doesn't like magic. I think this is pretty violent for this is a blood pact for Varys. This is some kind of jihad for him. He's. Well, I mean,
he's got an issue with the Red Priests.
Yeah, he's got a big one with the Red Priests.
Yeah, he has a reason to have beef.
He really, really does. Oh, his poor bits.
Aw.
So, but also I feel like there's also a good chance that Melisandre has intelligence that Varys can do this and could whip off her necklace.
And suddenly be old bald woman.
Yeah, she didn't have a lot of hair.
You've given this a lot of thought, and I love it.
I didn't give it that much thought. These are just the logical conclusions. That's all I'm doing. I didn't sit and think about this for any longer than I had to. Okay, so maybe so we give first strike, which is Varys attempting to strangle Melisandre with her hair, and then Melisandre being like, "Ha-ha!
Ha-ha, I'm old!
Twist, I am ancient!" And then zooms away, but a little less quickly. So she's moving a little bit more slowly.
Doesn't really take it out of neutral.
No. But I think at this point, now it's hand-to-hand combat range.
Yeah.
Which I think old Melisandre armed with her webs against Varys, who fights with his words and not with his fists, is not. Yeah. That's a pretty even matchup.
I mean, we've not seen Melisandre, raise a fist to somebody, but I have no doubts that she has.
Oh man, I'm really invested in seeing that now.
Right?
Yeah, I bet she's a closet ninja. 100%. So I've been watching a lot of Daredevil recently.
Yeah. I think even old Melisandre, could...
Packs a punch.
Yeah. And I don't know that Varys can take one.
I think he can take one. I think he's got a pretty thick head. I think her... Okay, so this is pretty sophisticated, but I think she does need to be kind of young to win the fight and not topple them both into the water. But the minute she's young, she has hair again because I don't think she can control her appearance to that degree. So
right.
I think this is really sophisticated. It's going to take a lot of skill and a lot of training.
You think she's going to go back and forth and, like, on, off with the necklace?
No, I think she's going to maybe, like... I think she's going to find a way to stay under the magic carpet long enough to convince Varys that she's dead or that she's gone. And so he flies around and she stays under it. So she's kind of like, so he just can't see her because of his perspective. And then when he gets low enough, she hops on the magic carpet, surprises him, and then they battle it out on the magic carpet. And he's like maybe too surprised to use the hair power. I don't know. I think that's reaching. Maybe not.
Yeah, I think that I think there's some feasibility there. I think that she's one of the few people that can out-wily Varys.
I think so too. I think, yeah. I mean, if anything, if this extremely unlikely occurrence were to happen, it would be between these two people. And I'm so glad because now I have the image in my head of Varys on a hair magic carpet duking it out with Melisandre in a Baywatch swimsuit. It's a pretty picture.
Uh-huh.
And occasionally there's like a flash of black powder or something because she's still a sorceress.
And this is without any shadow babies.
Without any
which I'm okay with.
Yeah. I think she's a formidable opponent on her own.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I wish is that we had some precedent for Varys having some kind of physical training, just because I think this would be a really cool moment for him to go like Yoda from the prequels.
And just suddenly whip out a lightsaber?
Whip out a lightsaber and then just bounce all around the room like a video game. Mm-hmm. Choo, 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 choo. He drank the energy drinks. That's how he moves.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think at this, I don't know. I think that we're plateaued a little bit. I still don't see. I still don't see a clear winner off of this. Even if we get rid of them fighting on the magic carpet nonsense. Even with that, I think.
Yeah. I think there's an advantage to Melisandre, but not enough for a victory.
Agreed. All right. Well, I think in that case we can draw some more. So now Melisandre is on a jet ski, shoots webs, and is 3 stories tall. But don't count out Varys because he can control hair. He just drank 5 energy drinks, and now he's armed with a flamethrower. So now the outfit's changed, and he is absolutely in a Rambo vest right now.
Oh, see, you see Rambo, and I see Sigourney Weaver from Aliens.
Ooh.
Mainly because of the baldness.
Oh, I saw the Rambo because of the maleness. But I guess Varys is technically gender nonconforming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So, as much as I really do love the idea of Varys getting all, this time it's personal, and going like,
yeah.
I don't know how he beats a Melisandre that's 3 stories tall and can shoot webbing.
Except for she's in the water.
Yeah, how deep is that water? I feel like she's probably thigh deep in it right now.
Okay, 3 stories is pretty darn high. Yeah, I guess we got to give it to Mel.
Because he can still control her hair, but part of me thinks that, I think that's got to take mental energy. So I think controlling the carpet and then also controlling her now gigantic do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just doing this to end it. I really think the way in my head that this is working is that he would have some problems with that he would not be able to fight adequately and control that much hair at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Is there any way that he can pull out of this?
Hair burns.
This is true.
But even,
they're in the water, though.
They're in the water, and that's essentially burning his one advantage.
I like the idea of him saying, this is true. I also like the idea of him thinking that it'll like hypnotize her because he doesn't understand how magic works because he doesn't believe
or how hair works.
And he just keeps flaming it across her eye line in the hopes that she'll get hypnotized, and she's just like, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. And then she bats him against a wall, and that's the end of Varys.
Yeah.
Or alternately, she's just like, he gets really upset because of what magic did to him, and then she gets really upset because of her many, many regrets, and they just wind up in a cuddle puddle, consoling each other. Like tiny Varys at her breast, both crying.
I'm not seeing that one as much.
You're not seeing that one
as much as I love the happy endings.
I know. I feel like that one was pushed. I think if that was the ending to this episode, all of a sudden it would fade to black, and then we'd get the real ending, which would be Varys smashed against.
But here's what really happened.
Exactly. Varys is smashed against the cliffs of Dragonstone, and Melisandre stomps off somewhere.
Yeah.
Stomps off back north to tell Davos she can be where any damn place she pleases. All right. Well, I think that cuts it for now, folks. Yeah, check us back next week. We'll talk more. If there's any throne news, we'll keep talking that. And like we said, leave us your comments, questions, and concerns at any of our outlets, and let us know what you think of our content this season.
Yeah, and if there's no Thrones news, I don't know. There's always
Star Trek's still delayed. We could talk about that again.
Maybe we can watch the Voyager trailer.
Ugh. That'll just make me sad.
That was an uplifting.
Sorry, that'll just
uplifting end, folks.
Voyager did not end the way I wanted it to. I don't want to think about it anymore.
All right, and with that, well, thanks, folks, and we'll see you next Monday.
See you next Monday.